High snap, put down. Joseph, come on! It is gone! No, he missed
no
it.
Good.
Are you kidding me? He missed it right.
He missed it right.
Oh, my heavens.
Oh, my.
And we are live. Welcome to the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me today, I've got two scrum-diddly-umptious hosts, co-hosts joining me today. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Yo, what's up? My name is Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFiend. That's F-I-E-N.
Jackie, you can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is 2 O's. Here with my fetus, ready to talk with you guys about the ugly win we got on Sunday.
And to paraphrase a visionary, one Dominique Toretto, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
That Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an ugly win, but I mean, we got that. Well, the Cardinals got that dub, and wow, I guess we're here to talk about it.
No last-second field goal is ever safe at State Farm Stadium. I'll tell you that. That's one place where if you're a kicker, you do not want to be up there at the game on the line. I swear it happens multiple times a year, and thankfully we were the beneficiary of it. Feels like it's been a while since we were the beneficiary of some good luck like that, so we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really crazy game, and like at the beginning, this looked like it was going to be an absolute beatdown against us. Exiting, that first quarter, I was convinced the game was over. I was convinced this would be a 30-minute episode. We would barely talk about it, and we just kind of move on. But as the game went on,
where is your faith, Will? Where is your faith? My God,
is what I would say if I didn't believe in the Cardinals. Never doubted them, baby. Cardinals all the way.
We'll take it. 2-0. Hey, can't argue 2-0 though, right?
Can't argue success, man. Kyler Murray, man. I know we should probably be talking about the game, but fuck it. Let's bullshit around for a minute. Do you guys think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now?
I think he's top 3.
Oh,
that's my hot take.
Nice. Yeah, I mean he's hovering right there. I mean, I think number 1 is still what? Gonna go Mahomes or Brady. I mean, what Brady's doing at 45 years old is absolutely ridiculous. Him and Kyler Murray are both tied with 9 total touchdowns so far this year. Yeah, for everything Kyler brings, I mean, he's skyrocketing up those lists, and if you have him in fantasy, I'm sure you're loving the hell out of him too.
Just complete and utter insanity. It feels like, back-to-back weeks where we've had just absolute highlight reel plays from Kyler Murray. Last week you had your fair share. You had the back foot touchdown to Christian Kirk, and the crazy scramble that somehow resulted in a 30-yard gain. This week, you got an 82-yard... Sorry, not an 82... What was it? How many... Doesn't matter. Long-ass fucking touchdown to Rondale Moore. You got another back foot throw to Christian Kirk. I mean, this man is a living highlight reel.
It's only week 2.
Exactly. I said it last week. I'll say it again. Kyler Murray is the closest living thing to 2004 Madden Michael Vick. He is absolutely insane. And aside from maybe Mahomes, there's no other young quarterback who I would want to lead a franchise right now. This guy is absolutely insane.
He's doing everything you want in a quarterback. He's taking control of the offense, checking down when he needs to, but he's also taking his shot. And his scrambling ability is literally second to none. Lamar Jackson does similar things, but he does not throw like Kyler Murray does on the run. So, he's everything you want in a quarterback right now, and he's currently 4th in QBR rating.
Second in passing yards.
Yep. So, there's not much that you can argue right now with him. And just a couple other things about him. He's completing 73.5% of his passes, which is pretty absurd when you think that he's averaging over 10 yards an attempt on like 68 attempts. So I mean that's he does have 3 interceptions, but you can kind of you can accept it when he's delivering the goods as often as he's been.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It doesn't feel like the Cardinals have had a quarterback like Kyler Murray in their entire history. The kind of person who can change a game on that level.
It was the
Just-
ultimate weapon.
Yeah. It's insane. But fuck, man. Shit, we should probably talk about the game.
It was an ugly game, but
It was an
the
ugly
win.
it was an ugly game. The thing that I noticed is that their running game, be it from Dalvin Cook or Kirk Cousins, was running all over us. I mean, Chandler Jones was practically invisible the entire game. If I remember right, If I remember right, he didn't log a tackle. He didn't log a sack either.
He was a lot
Yeah,
more impactful in I feel like in the second half when the defense kind of clamped down a little bit.
Adjusted.
He did, yeah. He did. The stat sheet doesn't show it, but I know just even rewatching the game, he was in the backfield often, and we kind of contained Dalvin Cook in that second half. He got kind of banged up, and I think Chandler kind of helped levitate the defensive front seven because yeah, they were getting gashed early on for sure.
yeah. The Cardinals, if the box score is correct, only recorded 1 sack the entire game, which is just
Okay.
night and day from what we saw Week 1 against the Titans. But
Yeah. I mean, we're still fourth in the NFL thanks to Chandler Jones's 5 sacks week 1.
yeah,
Yeah, you'd like to see more pressure, but I think it was pretty evident that they were trying to get the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands as quick as possible. I thought the Cardinals did a good job of keeping everything in front of them after that deep touchdown pass, the second play of the game. After that, I think the Cardinals were able to kind of keep everything. They didn't let Adam Thielen pop off. He had, 3 catches, 36 yards. Yeah, he scored a touchdown. But I think the defense did well, especially considering, Marco Wilson left the game too, and he only logged like 15 snaps. So I think all in all, it wasn't pretty. It was a shootout, but I mean, we'll take it. And I think this week coming up against Jacksonville is going to be that get-right game, especially for the defense, personally. That's what I think.
yeah. I really do think that Jacksonville. I know it's too early to get into this, but I really do think this Jacksonville game will be a good game for our defense to really show who they are again. Because I mean, that Jacksonville team had. Do you know how many red zone trips they've had all year so far?
2.
Yep, 2.
Holy shit, no way.
I was going to be one of my stats I was going to drop on them. I was going through the
Oh,
games. And I was like,
shit.
yeah, I was looking at it. Yeah, only 2. Yep, good call, Will.
Yeah, it's just so. I mean, we're seeing a team that is I keep using we. I know sports fans hate it when you use we, but it's hard not to.
I don't.
No, we're on some wee shit, okay?
We're on some we shit. The Cardinals there should be facing a team that has been woefully ineffective this upcoming week, and that should play into their favor. But I mean, anything can happen, man. It's the Cardinals. But anyway,
My hot
so
take this week is that Byron Murphy's going to get 2 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence is tied for the league lead in interceptions with
Zach Wilson.
Yep, with 5.
Wow.
So I think this is a kind of a good right game. And just watching that game, they don't. The Jacksonville Jaguars have only had, or Trevor Lawrence has only been sacked twice this year, and so they try to get the ball out real quick. It does seem that he kind of flutters the ball, like he sees pressure and he gets rid of it, so he's not able to step all the way into it. So there's a lot of times where there's a lot of elevation on those passes, and it's not like Kyler Murray with wide receivers, running wide open, or it's like a pass on the dot. He kind of floats it. So I think this is kind of a game because we have 1 interception. That's Isaiah Simmons so far. So I think kind of the DBs are going to get in the action here, hopefully, this coming week.
Yeah. Yeah, that Jaguars team does not look like it's going to go anywhere. If the Falcons did not play in the NFL this year, I'd say it'd be the Jags who get the number 1 pick. But Yeesh, not a good situation. Shit, I'm getting off. I'm getting off track. What do you guys think of the linebacker play? I thought they kind of disappeared throughout the game. What do you guys think?
You think, Jackie?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see a lot of Chandler Jones. We didn't see a lot of I'd say everybody played kind of subpar except for maybe not Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons.
I agree.
And
with
even
that.
then, like, it wasn't too impactful because they still were running all over us.
I think the linebacking play was not up to par. I mean, you just watched the game and you could see. I think we had one tackle for loss in the backfield, and that was not that sack by Marcus Golden. So I mean, they were kind of dominating us for the most part up front. We didn't see a lot of Zaven Collins. It's interesting. He's really only playing on when there's less than 3 wide receivers. So I think on the year we've actually faced one of the most 3 wide receiver sets in the league. His snap counts are pretty much on par to when there's 3 wide receivers in the game for the opposing offense. He's off the field. Like it's literally within single-digit snap counts between 2 wide receiver sets and when he's actually on the field. So I would like to see more of him. I thought Jordan Hicks he's a guy that he's not a Pro Bowler anymore. I'll put it that way. But he's going to be there in the right spots. He's going to make the tackle. He might be, 6-yard gain, but he's going to get the tackle. He doesn't mess up too much, and he's actually been decent in the past game so far. I feel like he hasn't been burnt too much, which is what we've been looking for. As for Isaiah Simmons, I feel like he's been all over the football field. He laid a lot of. He's been laying the wood so far this season, and he did that last year. But his target was what? That was something we talked about around like the head area. Now it's kind of like midsection around the chest. So that's something you want to see. He's looking like a stud. And I know they've been playing him all over the field, outside linebacker, inside linebacker. I think he had a couple snaps at safety. So, I mean, I think Minnesota had a good game plan. And we talked about it last week. That's a good offense. Like, defense isn't great, but that offense is one of the best in the league with those weapons. So, I think, Cardinals in the second half and held them to 3 points. And you would like a better start, but you can't ask much more than holding a team to 3 points in the second half.
Well, yeah, sure.
We really only held them to 3 points in the second half?
Well, I think their offense, right? That's what it was.
Yeah, the pick 6.
Yeah, we got the pick 6. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. And of course, the kicker. Who's the kicker?
Greg Joseph. Is that it?
Yeah. Kicks 2 52-yarders, and then he misses the 38-yarder as time expired.
Yep.
So.
Let's talk about this real quick. Cause did you guys hear the radio call that Paul Allen did for that?
That guy's a fucking tool.
Oh my god,
that guy's a fucking moron.
Nah, man, he's great. I love him.
No. Did you happen to catch the video? They were talking to him and some other people after the game. And he just starts going on this tangent about how he would take Russell Wilson over Kyler. Kyler is nothing special to him.
Oh,
and it's not even it's not logical at all. It's like complete bullshit. Like you can just tell.
It was like hate.
It's an emotional argument. Yeah. He's coping. It's hilarious. I love him. He's great.
And the guy next to him was just like, "Bro, shut the fuck up."
Yeah. Oh, both of the guys next to him looked at him like, Yeah, because what he was saying, he's like, he doesn't do anything Russell Wilson does. He's sure he has some plays here and there, but nah, you throw 2 interceptions, you pick 6. He's like, yeah. The way he was talking about him, that was borderline.
His mom.
Right? Yeah, he did something. Kyler did something to that man.
Yeah, that man. I mean, that man can't catch a break, man. I mean, he was on the call for that. He was on the call for the Nate Poole play, the Brett Favre interception. Like, how do you
catching a break though? Yeah, he did it to himself, right?
I mean, how do you not just bust out the Nike decades after that, man? Shit. That was dark. Oh no. But yeah, that was great. Just hearing that was great.
It's good. Oh wait, no, it's not.
You missed it. You missed it right.
Imagine being because I was coming home from being up north this weekend, so I heard the first quarter in the car, and the second play of the game, like he didn't swerve off the road with that fucking deep ass touchdown on us, and I can only imagine being a Vikings fan having to listen on the radio to that call. I was like, it's good, Vikings win. Oh no, he missed it. I legit would have driven off the road. Like, sorry, fam.
I was watching the game on a totally legal stream while waiting for a Phoebe Bridgers concert, and my game was a little behind the GameCast. My dad was looking at the GameCast. I was looking at the screen, and the game ends on his thing before it ends on mine. He's like, huh? And, it ends and it doesn't show the final play. It just shows the final score, 34-33. And he's like, oh, that's weird. And he and then he watches the thing on my screen. He's like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, man, shit. Yeah, my note taking was really impeded this week. I had to go analog. I actually brought like a notebook to the show so I could watch the totally legal stream and take notes. So it's kind of short on notes this week.
Yeah, I was
We'll
watching
wing
on a
it.
totally legal stream too.
Hey,
At
so
work.
was I. We all three of us were.
Yeah.
My friggin' yeah. I was watching week 1 from a illegal stream, and so on the
You went to a totally legal stream this week, right?
yeah, of course, but it's
Very
just
legal.
I get the shittiest fucking streams. Week 1, it went out right when the ball was snapped to Kyler, when they had the megawatt situation. So they had JJ Watt in there with Lecky Fotu. Right when the ball was snapped, it freezes. What the fuck? And then, like 10 seconds later, they come back and everyone's celebrating on the sidelines and shit. I'm like, God damn it. Moral of the story is make sure you find somebody with a Hulu Live account login. Yeah.
Yeah,
And pay them.
Yeah, luckily for me, aside from 1 week this year, that should never happen again. So, who do you guys think is the better combination right now? Kyler and D-Hop or Kyler and Rondale?
Well, Rondale is leading the team with receiving yards at 182. And plus, no one is really accounting for Rondale right now. And I think a lot of teams should, well, I shouldn't say they should start, but he's somebody to watch now for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's, I mean, in that primary trio, I mean, unless Kirk just goes back to his old form and has bad bad to mediocre games, there's not really a weak part in that trio, man. You got D-Hop, Kirk, and Rondale. I mean, that's a killer trio right there.
And then even AJ Green scored a touchdown, his first of the year.
Yeah, I mean,
reliable.
If the Bucks weren't in the league, I'd say that we have the best wide receiver trio in the league right now, by far. But
what's crazy is that while Rondale Moore leads the Cardinals in receptions and receiving yards, he's only playing 37% of the snaps so far. So he's legit basically only in there on 3 wide receiver sets. Kind of like what they're doing with Zaven Collins, except for the opposite. Whenever there's 3 wide receivers, Zaven's out. And then whenever there's only 2 wide receivers on offense, Rondale is typically out. So he's doing all this with 30% of the offensive snaps so far this season. And he's only 1 yard away from leading the NFL in tying the NFL leader in yards after catch, which is Deebo Samuel. So and he's got 11 to 13 passes thrown his way. And average Rondale Moore's averaging 14 yards a target, just 48 snaps. That's one hell of a way to start a career for sure.
So that, of course, begs the question: do you guys think he's going to be in contention at the end of the year for Rookie of the Year?
Definitely. Now, will he get it? Probably not. That's always a quarterback award. But,
yeah.
I mean, as of right now, none of the quarterbacks have really showed any kind of wow factor. I mean,
I can't.
maybe if Mac Jones takes the Patriots to the playoffs, I could see it. It's really hard when you're a non-QB getting those types of
Shit,
awards.
I had forgotten that Mac Jones was even starting, man. That just shows how much he's showing up right now.
Yeah.
For 2-0, right? But I mean, if he would have ended the season right
1-1.
now, Patriots
1-1.
lost. Okay.
The first week.
Okay, that's right. To the Bills or something? Maybe not. No, I don't know.
To the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. That is right. I mean, if the season ended right now, you'd almost have to give it to Rondell. There's not really many options out there for. And you just have to anticipate that he's probably going to be his snap counts is, I would imagine, be jumping up here pretty drastically soon enough. And if injuries happen every single year, so if one of AJ Green, Christian Kirk go down for a game or two, he's going to be right there. So, did you guys see that Kyler this offseason sent Kime footage of Rondell in one-on-one situations?
I did see that.
That's what I like.
No. Yeah, so he was pulling for the guy. So that's like his
Kyler.
boy, yeah. Yeah, so they got a connection. Well, and he's shown what he can do so far, and he's I hate to say it, but he basically is everything that we thought Andy Isabella was hoping to be.
So glad.
Yeah, he fits the scheme.
I'm so glad we don't even have to talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the roughing the punter call in the third quarter? I thought that was bullshit. That was inertia, man. What did you guys think?
I fucking hate those calls. I mean, I get it. Like, if it was the other way around and somebody ran into our punter, I'd be like, yeah, that's roughing the punter. But it's hard not to land on the punter when you're running full speed trying to block the kick. And I hate that too because, you want to see blocked kicks. And it's almost hard to do that when you have to worry about running into the goddamn punter.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more discretion on any given roughing call. I think that inertia is a real factor on any one of those plays, and I think it was definitely a case there. I mean, there's no way in hell that he could have avoided that, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're falling towards him. I hate that it's such a big penalty, 15 yards.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I get it when it's the quarterback. That's a fucking. But like the punter, I mean, come on, man. I don't know.
It's the name of the game, though. You gotta be smarter than that. At the end of the day, you gotta be, because that's getting called. You know what I mean?
True.
Like every single game that gets called. Like I don't like it either, but you do have to be a little bit smarter than that. And I thought that penalty right there is going to come back to bite us. But
speaking of bullshit penalties, here's one that didn't happen. What did you guys think about the fucking face mask that happened with the Vikings player against Kyler on that second pick? What did you guys think of that?
Smacking upside the head. Yeah, that definitely would have been a touchdown had he not touched him. But
I don't know. I know Kyler said that, so I'm not to be one to like disregard what he says or anything. But it looked like almost double coverage with the bracket on top and bottom. I thought it was kind of a risky throw, but he did get hit upside the head. That should be a flag all day. That's an automatic first down, get ball back. So I mean, who am I to say? But I mean, if Kyler says that's a touchdown for sure, then I'll go with him.
Yeah, I mean he has perfect instincts on those deep balls, man. If he says it's a touchdown, it's a touchdown, I believe him.
Yeah.
Plus, I think Kirk could have ran up to it.
Oh yeah.
All the angles I saw of Christian Kirk, you could tell there's a guy behind him, safety over the top, cornerback underneath, but you just can't tell where Kyler's throwing the ball, like where he's trying to aim to throw the ball to, because he's really good holding his eyes in one direction, and then kind of baiting the DBs, and then throwing it deep to another side. So it almost kind of looked like he was trying to throw it deep corner, which would have had Christian Kirk read the ball and kind of just wing it and go after it. And then he got hit, and then it just kind of went center, and just was definitely not anything that Christian Kirk could have done, even if he tried to be a defender there. What do you guys think about that pick six. I thought that was a hell of a play by the linebacker. I think I was just kind of trying to trust his arm a little too much. It kind of like he tried looking off the linebacker. If you look at it again, his helmet moves at the last second, Kyler, from the back angle. And so it kind of looks like he's looking straight ahead the whole time. And he's kind of hoping that the linebacker would bite a little bit more. And the linebacker legit never did that. That Virgil, whatever his name is, he had a hell of a game. But I thought that was more of a great play than a bad throw. That's personally what I think.
Yeah, I mean
you're gonna have that too.
That was a solid play by Nick Vigil. I mean that was great.
Full extension.
Yeah. So have you guys been watching? I'm entirely bullshitting on these segments here. It's fucking that my notes were awful this time.
Oh, you good?
Have you guys been watching college football lately, or?
A little bit of ASU games, which pissed the fuck out of me.
I was about to ask, are there any college prospects that you guys are looking at for us to draft later on the line? But I think that's probably too early to ask.
Yeah,
I don't know shit about college football.
The one that really stuck out to me. I'm only going off of highlights here, and this is like the least fucking sexy thing to talk about. But the punter out of Illinois, I was tweeting about him the other day. Shut up.
The water boy.
The punter out of Illinois. He had a fucking crazy highlight. It was he kicked the ball like from the 20 to the opponent's 1. It was just like completely insane. That went like semi-viral on Twitter, mostly because it was a Friday night and there was nothing else on, if I remember right. But I mean, he's a fucking senior. I mean, if we can get him in the draft in like the 7th round, I wouldn't mind that shit. His name is Blake Hayes, senior. Aussie, like a former Aussie, so that's how you know he's good. All these punters are Australian these days. That's crazy.
All I will say is that Andy Lee looks like he's friggin' 25 years old again. He's averaging 52 yards a kick, a punt.
Yeah, he's
last year he averaged 44.8.
Yeah, he had been booming it. He had been on a steady decline the last few years. It's really good to see him back on his old form.
We haven't talked about Matt Prater yet, and I like
Dick Prater.
Oh my god!
I like to apologize for questioning us giving him $3 million in the off season because 62 yards he made that easy too.
I mean,
if the back of the net.
If he had kicked that at 70, he would have made it. If he had kicked that ball at 70 yards,
which is crazy.
That's what you pay that man for. I don't want to hear anything about he missed a field goal week 1. That's what you get paid for, man.
2 games in and he already holds our fucking franchise record longest field goal.
Because I tell you what, Zane Gonzalez wouldn't have made that.
Zane Gonzalez would kick it backwards.
Zane Gonzalez missed 2 kicks this last week. One of them got blocked, if I remember right. Yeah, 55-yarder blocked in the 4th quarter. I mean, that's a guy who got signed off the street because the Panthers can't find a fucking kicker right now. I mean, if anybody wants to bitch about Prater, that's who you're missing.
And we're going to be facing the Jaguars this week. You guys want to know what their field goal kicker was? It Josh Lambo? What his he's kicking this year? How many attempts and how many makes?
Is he falling off?
I don't know. Answer the question.
Geez, I don't want to.
Is he kicking from like what 60%?
0%.
There's only 2 games. Yeah, he's 0 for 3 far this year. So yeah. So even the Jaguars. I was watching that game against the Broncos, and they got torched by Teddy Bridgewater in the second half. But they were actually moving the ball a little bit. And then Lambo just didn't connect on any field goals. And it's kind of a heartbreaker when you have a rookie quarterback and you have a couple chances at some field goals, put some points on the board after moving the ball, 40, 50 yards, and you can't do it. That's kind of demoralizing. And so we'll see how this week goes. But I do like how our special teams in general, years ago, it felt like that was what holding us back, and now I feel like it's between Prater and Andy Lee. That's pretty much as sturdy as you can get with those vets. So
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, shit, man. I don't think we've had a field goal kicker this reliable since. I know you all are gonna laugh, like Chandler Catanzaro. I mean, shit.
The Catman was
Not
good in his
even
heyday.
then. Not even
Okay,
then.
fine. Jay Feely.
Because I mean, you could say honestly that Zane Gonzalez was consistent 2 years ago. He fucking crushed. He only missed like what 2 field goals all year, something crazy.
Well, I'm talking as a whole here.
Yeah, I would go Jay Feely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Catanzaro, that motherfucker lost us some games for sure.
Didn't that come more in what year too?
Was that the Patriots when we played the Patriots?
No.
Yeah.
No. That was Cameron Canaday. That was a bad snap. I fucking memorized the long snapper's name because of that snap. Holy shit, that guy should have never been on a team.
Laces out, Dan.
Oh my god.
Well, it is nice that the kicker is the least of our problems because you could argue that we would have been a playoff team had we missed or had we not missed a couple, 3 game winners last year. Yeah.
I mean, at least 2. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's really not too much to still nitpick. Yeah, the defense wasn't great Sunday to start the game, but I do love how they came out that second half, and really it was after about the first quarter and a half they came out and they kind of switched it back on and gave the offense a chance. Thank God we have a high-powered offense right now. What are we? We're top 5 in so many categories offensively with passing yards, touchdowns, and I mean we're right up there. So you give this offense a fighting shot. I think they're gonna more times than not they're gonna come away, and I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing J.J. Watt be that impactful guy. We haven't really seen that yet. They've been kind of running away from him when opposing teams have been running the ball. So I think that's something they might be able to scheme against here in the future, and hopefully once Zaven starts getting more playing time, he can come in and be a little bit more impactful in the run than Jordan Hicks. So I think there's going to be a certain point where Jordan Hicks isn't going to be playing 95% of the downs. I would like to think not. And that Zaven Collins will finally, hop up to over 50% of the snaps. And once that time comes, I just think I know a lot of people are tripping on it still, even on social media, that, you drafted this guy, you said you're going to start him, what's going on? I think there is a little bit of a learning curve still, just watching him. He does seem a little hesitant. With him and Isaiah back there, I could see why the coaching staff would feel a little more comfortable with Jordan Hicks to start the year. I just would hope to see that we get more Zaven Collins. Because even in the limited snaps that Zaven had last week, which they went up, the snap count went up from week 1. He didn't do much in the way of the stat sheet, but he did have 2 pass deflections. That's something that he's light years ahead of Jordan Hicks already, his pass defense. And while Jordan hasn't been that bad, I think Zaven could be that, next level, interceptions, multiple pass deflections a game. So I like to think that our defense here with J.J. Watt, a couple of guys getting back into the groove, I think we'll be all right. And this is a good week against Jacksonville because that team, I don't even know if their head coach wants to be there right now.
No, he wants to go to USC.
He's like Bobby Petrino, man. He's gonna jump ship the first chance he gets. He's gonna go to. How funny would it be if he fucking University of Arizona fires their garbage coach and he ends up there?
University of Arizona, that motherfucker. That's when you know. That's when you know they're paying fucking under the table if he goes to the University of Arizona. They can't even be NAU for God's sake. Oh, that just made my day. Thank you. I've had a long day today. Bringing up U of A just made my day. Thinking how they lost to NAU, who's fucking god awful. Who was their first win
since 1935.
Well, even that was their first win of the year for NAU. Well, they lost the first win against U of A since 1935. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. disregarding the going from the Schadenfreude of U of A losing to another piece of Schadenfreude, it always sucks to see a bad ex doing better than you after leaving, but it feels fucking outstanding to see them doing worse. Let's talk Patrick Peterson.
Wow, this is the first time we're talking Patrick Peterson. I knew we were missing something. Hello.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, this far into the pod, we're
Right.
barely talking about Patrick Peterson.
Kyler Murray.
We failed you, Juan. Sorry, Juan.
Kyler Murray had a perfect passer rating while throwing towards Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson, dare I say it, was pure cheeks this week. Discuss.
Total ass.
Yeah, I mean, got burnt on the DeAndre Hopkins touchdown, right? He got turned around on the DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. And then on the Rondell Moore touchdown, I think he was supposed to have over the top, and he kind of just let Rondell fucking fly by him. And I mean,
and then jogged to go tackle him.
Yeah, and so, on that, how about Rondell Moore getting that play right before half to set up the Matt Prater field goal? Patrick Peterson, you would think that your job is trying to keep the guy from going out of bounds, and he just easily gets blocked. Rondell kind of just hops the other way, jukes the other guy, and then scoots out of bounds. But that's one hell of a play that we did not talk about. But Patrick Peterson coming back to town, you love to see some touchdown scored on his head for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Vikings fans, to all of you who are listening, how does it feel? $10 million spent on a guy who PFF has given a 53.6 overall this season so far. Oh, my Lord.
PFF, though. Did you see what they have Rodney Hudson at?
What do they got him?
It's like 50-something.
Yeah.
That is
he hasn't given up one QB hit yet. Like, I don't know if they have just one guy watching the Cardinals or what, and he's like might be like a closet Raider fan or something, but that them grading him that low is kind of
it's 44.6.
Yeah, and I mean, I might just be entirely ignorant. And Lord help me, I've been that many times. But there's no fucking way that the amount of people they have can grade, all
evenly
everybody who sees the field. I mean, are you going to tell me that your every single left tackle or every single left guard is being graded the same way? No, they're fucking. It's all arbitrary bullshit. It's astrology. You see what you want to say.
Fucking numbers at the wall.
That's a good way to put it, though. It's astrology. Is a good way to put it for sure.
If that's the case, Venus is in fucking retrograde.
Would it be Mercury?
I don't know.
For how many passing yards Kyler Murray had, typically DBs have a lot of tackles. For Patrick Peterson to only have 2, which I think is kind of almost generous. He has 3 on the year now. What happened Sunday was exactly what we all kind of expected to happen. Kyler didn't target D-Hop more often. Otherwise, Patrick Peterson probably would have, even had worse grades than what he did, even though he, had a perfect passer rating at him. He's almost kind of fortunate. I almost felt like Kyler felt bad. Oh, I don't want to pick on my boy, But, yeah, good luck. I mean, it shows. I'm looking right now. Patrick Peterson had a 158 passer rating against this week. On the season now, he's at 152. So, I mean, it's going to be a long season. And I do question our cornerback depth. I still think that's the one area of weakness for us. With Marco Wilson leaving, we had to have Antonio Hamilton step in. And that certainly isn't ideal. I believe the guy gave up 7 catches on 8 targets last year, and he didn't do too bad, I don't think, Sunday. But I don't know if that's somebody you want to step in and play, 50% of the snaps.
Yeah, unfortunately, aside from, Richard Sherman, who I don't think anybody would. I know that I wouldn't mind it, but I mean, I know that's a suspension waiting to happen. Aside from him, there's not exactly anybody on the waiver wire we could pick up. So, I mean, it's tricky.
No, yeah. I think the only thing is once some of these teams recognize that, there's no shot of them being in the playoffs, I'd like to think that maybe Steve Keim will send a couple trade offers out there in the next month or two. Because I mean, there are some guys to be had on bad teams, and we might see one this weekend when we face C.J. Henderson, because he'll be out there. The Jaguars defense has some names. You know, they got Miles Jack, they got Josh Allen has a sack in each game so far, so he's somebody to keep an eye out. But C.J. Henderson, who is a top pick not too long ago, they been kind of disgruntled. And with how bad they are, why would you not, if you're Urban Meyer, why would you not want to just try to acquire assets and try to bring in all of your own guys instead of losing with somebody else's guys? Because most of these guys aren't his guys.
Well, if I'm Urban Meyer, I'm less so concerned about getting assets and more so concerned about how I can recruit for USC.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, the thing that I think both the Arizona Cardinals and fans have to get into their head is that winning teams trade high picks to get talent. This upcoming year, I think, if I remember right, we are the only team in the
Hey,
NFC
but look
West.
at the Rams, man. They've done it to perfection. Just getting ready to draft. You don't need, honestly. It's kind of how I feel with the Suns. What are really top draft picks going to do for you today? I believe the Suns have like the least amount of players under the age of 22 on their team. Well, cool. We're going for a championship this year. Those guys don't help you try to win. At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, sure, you might lose on a stud second rounder, but would I rather have Rodney Hudson? Yes, of course, I would.
Yeah.
I
mean, if it comes down to it, and I have the choice between letting Keim, the second worst drafting GM in the league, draft our first round pick, or getting a solid cornerback who can come out of the gate and be great. I mean, who in their right mind would pick option A? Steve Keim, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say right now because we're watching Rondell Moore, second rounder, just fucking torching people.
Oh yeah.
There's kind of that fine line, and I mean, we are getting impact from some of our young guys. Sure, it's not at the rate a lot of people want, but I mean, Isaiah Simmons is turning into a fucking stud. Sure, he's a top 10 pick, but that was something that even fans questions. Why are you going linebacker back-to-back years? And just seeing like Zaven, I do think Zaven is still a little hesitant, but I think he puts himself in right spots. He's a bright guy. He's gonna be what we all, or what Steve Keim projected him to be when he drafted him this year. So I think it's gonna take some time, but I do see some future from some of these young guys that Keim has drafted. And Jalen Thompson, he was even a late guy. Like nobody had Jalen Thompson in the draft where he was taken to be starting now here. What, year 2, year 3? Like, and he's done
a really good game
job
on Sunday.
Yeah, and he's still learning too. But I do like, he lays the wood like Isaiah Simmons. He's not as big as him, obviously, but when you get tackled by Jalen Thompson, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah. He was flying around a lot too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to when you have Antonio Hamilton out there. Even 30% of the snaps or whatever he was out there. Like, guys are gonna have to step up. And shout out to Buda Baker. That guy was all over the fucking field. Again, that's all he does. There's so much talent on this team that it is hard to criticize Steve Keim today on even draft picks. So,
I mean, the thing it all comes down to is coaching. Can this coaching staff propel this team to a championship? Or, I mean, well, that's probably a bit much. Can this coaching staff propel this team to the playoffs? The Cardinals have some major additions to their core, so I mean, it should be a no-brainer that this is a playoff team. But I mean, with a coach like Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, that's not exactly a no-brainer.
No, and Cliff is known to have hot starts and kind of fizzle out, but he's progressed each of the last 2 years. I think personally he deserves the benefit of the doubt. I do think Byron Murphy's coming in his own right now. He's given up 61 total yards in 2 games. Pro Football Reference has him at. That's elite stuff right there. They're even not targeting his way after a while. I think he did get beat on that deep pass in the beginning, but he thought he had help over the top. Now it was Jalen Thompson over the top. I think that might have just been a miscommunication, but I'm gonna say that Byron probably did the right read and Jalen, kind of messed that up. But I thought both bounced back after that pretty well because there weren't many times where, one-on-one Kirk Cousins was going over the top. A lot of the times it was Dalvin Cook, Dalvin Cook, Dalvin Cook. Okay, third down, boom, they get their first down on, crossing route or something intermediate. So while I do have my questions about the cornerback, I thought Robert Alford kind of got picked on a little bit, but he held his own. He's I think Robert Alford is basically just as good as what Patrick Peterson was last year. If you could get him at the minimum, league minimum, to be your number two, basically, that's not too bad considering Patrick's getting what, $8 million this year.
10 mil.
Something ridiculous.
$10 million.
Yeah. Give me Robert Alford as the number two for the league minimum.
Good lord.
For what was it? $2 mil?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something cheap.
Year of our Lord 2021, and Patrick Peterson's getting an 8-figure contract. Good lord.
I think with coaching, I feel like Vance made some really good adjustments second half. I don't think in the first half we really game planned that well for the Vikings offense. They got a lot of passes off quick. Even the handoffs were really quick. Dalvin Cook is not the same type of back as Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
He's very shifty. He's very fast. He hits the holes. But I think second half we picked up on it more. We were able to stop because if you watch the game, they were doing a lot of backwards passes to Dalvin Cook. So second half, we were better at stopping that in the backfield. So
yeah, you definitely see there might have been yelling at halftime or something, but the message went through. Yeah, even while Chandler Jones didn't have any tackles, he was a force. Just even that second half, there were many times where it felt like he should have probably sacked Kirk Cousins a handful, 2 or 3 times, and he just wasn't able to. But they weren't even really running to his side after a while either. He's just in the backfield more snaps than not, it felt like.
Yeah, he was penetrating. He just couldn't get to whoever in time.
Yeah. This would be a good week right here, though. Like we said, this would be a good get right game, and I think that Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, and even some of the guys like Rashard Lawrence. I think we're going to see more of him. Zach Allen. Good game for them to kind of beef up their stats a little bit because the Jacksonville running game is pretty putrid. There aren't many holes yet. They have James Robinson, but they're not giving him many opportunities. And then when he does, there's really not there. And then their number 2 is Carlos Hyde. So should be favoring the Cardinals defense, pretty big right now heading into week 3.
I was about to ask what happened to Etienne. I forgot he was on IR. Oh, geez. I feel bad for them. Oof. But
yeah, that's a team that if you're a coach, I can see why you're frustrated. Or even if you're Trevor Lawrence, there's really no. They do have some wide receivers. Marvin Jones Jr. is up there with the league leaders. I think he's got how many catches? He's got over 10. Yeah, he's got 11 catches, 132 yards, a couple touchdowns. So he's the one guy. They're going to target him. They don't care who's going to be the DB on Marvin, which will be Byron. They're definitely going to target him. And Laviscus Chenault, he's been a big part of their offense, but he's hurt right now. I don't know when he's supposed to come.
He's expected to be able to play on Sunday.
Okay. There were a couple times Sunday where he got banged up, just leveled. So it'd be interesting to see because he's one of those guys that he can get hurt. I mean, he's got 9 catches already, but they're only for 47 yards. So it's not like they're going deep downfield with him. But Marvin Jones is that one guy you kind of have to watch out for. Other than that, I mean, James Robinson has 6 catches, 46 yards. DJ Chark is their other, main guy. So far right now, he's got 4 catches on the year, with 16 targets. He's only catching 25% of the fucking attempts his way. So that's a connection that they're gonna keep trying to build and turn into a decent connection. Because right now they're missing something.
Yeah,
With
speaking of the Jags, my fantasy team's a disaster this year. I've got Marvin Jones as my flex, man. Fuck my life.
he's good. He's having a good year. 132 yards, 2 TDs. You should be good with him in your flex.
All right. I had a dreadful. I made two big mistakes this week. One, I started Jameis. I don't fucking know why. I was like, well, he had a good week one against a good Packers team. He should be able to beat the Panthers, and it's like that didn't happen.
I probably was.
I had Lamar and I had Kirk on my bench.
Oh man!
And I started Jameis Winston. I don't know why. Because it's like
oh my god!
Because it's like I was projected to lose, and I was like, fuck it. If I'm projected to lose, I got to do something crazy to win it. So I figured, fuck it, I'll start Jameis, and I fucking.
Lamar going crazy would have won it probably.
And I fucking started Anthony Schwartz, who's the second string Browns receiver, because it's like, oh wow,
who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck is that?
You're bitching about Marvin Jones?
No. I didn't start him over Marvin Jones. Actually I did.
What the hell, Will?
I started him over Marvin Jones, and he fucking didn't get a single point in fantasy. He didn't get targeted once. I fucking hate this shit. I fucking hate my fantasy team, man.
I think you need to run through your lineup through Jackie before setting your lineup in the future.
You want to know the worst thing? Do you want to know the worst thing about it all?
It wasn't the worst.
I lost by 7, like less than 7 points. I actually did start Marvin Jones. If I had benched AJ Schwartz and started AJ Brown, I would have won by just a hair.
You didn't start AJ Brown?
The guy I benched was AJ Brown.
You didn't start AJ Brown? The Bobbles, help your boy out. Jesus Christ. Usually we have dumbass takes of the week. This week we're gonna do dumbass fucking general manager
fantasy moves.
Football. Fantasy overthinking it, Will. What the jeez?
I overcorrected. I fully admit it.
Speaking of dumbass takes, did anybody see anything stupid that they'd like to share with the group?
I can't. I mean, the Paul Allen call, obviously, but I mean, does that really count?
I mean,
sure.
What about
for
those?
You, we'll count it.
Yeah, I mean, I
saw a tweet today from supposedly a Cardinal fan who was bashing on Kyler.
Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I don't even know how to bring it to light.
In week 2.
I think it was on like the Burns and Gambo poll that they did today. In the comments, it was something like, other than Kyler, who would you rather have in the division? Something, last possession, heading into the last possession. It was obvious, Russell Wilson had like 90%. But one of the comments was like, why is even, Kyler even in the discussion? Sure, he makes some electric plays here and there, but what has he ever done? What has he won? Has he ever been over 5? It's like this dude in a Cardinal fucking jersey. So if you're listening, you can go back to Tuesday and give that guy some shit. Ratio his ass.
That is such a that's how you know this guy's a fucking fair weather fan. Talking about the Cardinals. I mean, the whole fucking history of the Cardinals is losing, man. If you're bitching about losing now, I mean, shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, what do you?
Because I know.
Yeah.
I know for a fucking fact that guy wasn't talking shit when Kevin Cobb was the QB. Whatever. It's dumb to get mad about.
You already know it was some white fucking dude looking like That's what all the complaints are against Kyler. Motherfuckers who look like fucking me. It's like it's annoying. Like you can just hear someone's. You can read someone's comment, and you can already guess what their profile picture fucking looks like.
Taking a selfie in their car. I mean, it's the same.
Some sunglasses on their way to go bang their cousin.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dipping their lip.
There are some very valid complaints you can make about this team. I think that our 2-minute drills are are not up to form. I think that the Cardinals
Really?
do take. I mean, they take a lot of time
Oh.
off the clock. It's very cluttered. I don't
Think
know.
about like even in I can't even recall week 1, but even this week when we got the ball back with what 14 seconds left or whatever it was, and Rondell Moore was able to get out of bounds real quick.
That
I
was
feel like that's happened. What was that?
I mean, that's kind of the exception. I think. I think that.
I feel like that's happened again though. We talked about that. I can't.
Yeah.
It was a 4-minute drill, and we were just able to fucking run it down their throat. I believe is what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
But I don't the timeouts in the second half. We call that timeout on defense on the 3rd down and 10 after we stopped them the first 2 plays. That was like a kind of a head scratcher.
Yeah, I mean, if the
So
game's
head move.
if the game is that close for the end of the second half to where you are, then you don't waste timeouts like that.
No, you don't want the other team to regroup on 3rd down.
And you don't want to have the other team have the ball after you fuck up on a 4th down in the 4th quarter and you only have 2 timeouts.
Especially in a close game, yeah. And so that was one, and we talked about that last week too. It's like there are times where Cliff calls his timeouts where you just kind of got to live with it. Thankfully, it didn't come back to bite us, and we still had a timeout in our pocket. I think we might have 2 timeouts in our pocket in the 4th quarter, and Cliff chose not to ice the kicker, which is something that I thought he might have was going to do, but it ended up being the right decision. And then in regards to say penalties, I thought there in the first quarter again it was kind of leaky with our penalties. We had a few false starts. The Vikings fans came out, I thought, pretty much with their hair
Which
on
is
fire.
bullshit.
It sounded fucking loud as shit.
Yeah, there was too much.
And I'm not gonna. Yeah, there was way too much. And I'm not gonna talk shit about the fans over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say people like me, I got to do a better job of getting out to the stadium. Because when I had season tickets, I made it a point that in our section right around us, no, you ain't gonna be getting fucking loud. There's so many times where it was so close to fucking getting in a fight with people, so I would shut them the fuck up. Start going right over the top of them, fucking just talking shit. Just making it uncomfortable on them. And with how many Vikings fans were there, that place sounded loud. But I mean, I gotta get my ass out there because it's just one person, but people like me. I don't want to just be fucking sitting on Twitter watching the game. I need to get the fuck out there, get in that environment, and just it snowballs. One person leads to another person, and other team's fans aren't going to want to be fucking trying to get loud when you got someone right over the fucking top of their heads. But as far as penalties, I will say that Jacksonville, this might be a sloppy game this week. Jacksonville is what, 4th? They have 17 penalty calls on them already. Yeah, that's
Holy
not
shit.
right. And what do we have? Let's see what we have. So total flags.
What the fuck is
total flags? Jacksonville has 21 total flags this year already.
What's their main issue?
From watching, it's DBs. I didn't watch week 1, but week 2 there were a lot of like pass interference calls, DBs, holding, just sloppy stuff, false starts, even though they're in their own stadium. But the one thing that stood out was the DBs. The DBs are sloppy. Throw balls over the top so many times. Bridgewater threw for over 300 yards, I believe, and still they had a handful of pass interference calls. So, and they like to play. It looks like they like to play man coverage, which is something we should be like. If there's ever a game where we're going to put up over 50 points, it could be this game. I feel like they have a decent front 7, but once you get back to their safeties and cornerbacks, they can be exploited for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's throwing stones from glass houses to be a Cardinals fan and talking shit about penalties, but I mean, Urban Meyer, what the fuck is he doing
Get
for
your
that
shit
team to
together.
have that many penalties, man? What the fuck? That team's a train wreck.
Or Trevor Lawrence.
Poor Trevor. He didn't deserve. Well, no, he went to Clemson. Fuck him. Go Gamecocks.
So the Cardinals, we've had 13 penalties against us, and we're actually right below. We're like right about the middle.
It's so strange.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are about 15 teams with more than our 13 penalties.
Fuck.
So I mean, there's a lot of sloppy football going on. Maybe it's lack of preseason. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just beginning of the season.
I mean, even then, it's like we had one less game than everybody else. I mean, this should be fucking us over more than anybody.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, the Buccaneers have 20 penalties on them this year already.
Speaking of bullshit penalties, what do you guys think of the taunting rule shit that's going on?
I hate it. It's not good for the game.
Yeah.
Stupid. I was hoping that it would just be a league emphasis in the preseason, but that's not the case.
Yeah. Did you hear why it was fucking implemented?
Wasn't it the
Owners?
guys in the players committee or the owners committee or some bullshit?
Just one old guy in particular, John Mara, the fucking owner of
the Giants guy.
The Giants.
That's right.
It makes the players feel bad.
I don't give a fuck.
And it's like, and it's like, you fucking know that once, it comes time for promo packages to come out for the NFL, where they emphasize what you should love about the game, you're going to see all those celebrations that got flagged. You're going to see all these things that make
waving.
You're going to see
signs throwing up.
You're going to see everything that makes the game cool. The MLB does the same thing. They have these, hyper elaborate celebrations go on, in the game. The players get fined, shit happens, and then they have it in the video packages. Like, what the fuck, man?
Exactly. That's their highlight. Yep.
It's a very subjective rule.
With baseball, I get
it.
Like,
for sure.
With baseball, I get why they do that, because baseball is fucking boring. You gotta fucking sell that shit somehow. You gotta sell that shit somehow. The celebrations are the best way to do it. But I mean, football's got so much shit. So it's like, I don't fucking know. I don't know where I was going with that, but it is very subjective. You're never gonna see Tom Brady when he's doing like a little fist pump after a touchdown get flagged. I mean, I'm broaching controversial shit here again, but I mean, fuck it. Who cares? Our ratings are in the shitter anyway.
Wow.
It is.
Not talking about you, Juan. I'm
sorry. It is the NFL asking black players to be white, and I mean, it's that simple. It is that simple.
And it is the old whites that are emphasizing this and putting these stupid rules into place. No fun league.
It is what it is. It's about anything. It's the people with the money. Whoever has the money fucking complains. That's the way it's gonna go. But besides that, I think maybe we can move on to talk about our pick'ems a little bit and get going.
Actually, one more thing about the Cardinals, and then we can move on. Shout out to Max Williams, who is known for being a blocking tight end, coming up with, I believe, 94 receiving yards this week.
Yeah, and it's
very solid game.
It is crazy that he got that much, because he is a lumbering motherfucker. He is slow.
He's a big boy. He's an offensive lineman that can catch the damn ball.
Yeah, I love him. He's great. I mean, say what you will about Kyler, but he's getting everybody involved this year so far. I mean, it's great. I love it.
Shit, I caught a pass from Kyler.
You too?
That's how I got pregnant.
Oh.
Ew.
Okay. You go, girl.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's get into pick'ems.
Pick'ems. Thursday night. We've got an absolute stinker. We got Panthers Texans. Who y'all got?
R.I.P. Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck is Davis Mills, man? Go Panthers.
Who's Davis Mills? Is he their quarterback now?
He's the Texans starting quarterback because Deshaun Watson's a walking lawsuit.
Oh no, who?
Tyrod Taylor is has the worst luck in the league.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
He got injured.
He tore his hamstring.
Oh,
yeah, for like a month, which sucks because he was putting up some good numbers.
Yeah,
prior to his injury.
I feel bad for Tyrod Taylor, man. Shit. After that, on Sunday, to open out the slate, you got Chargers-Chiefs. That's a good-ass game. Who y'all got?
I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna go Chiefs. They're gonna be after a loss. They're gonna be angry.
Hail to the Chiefs, baby. Chiefs, baby. All right.
Chiefs.
After that, you got Bears-Browns. That could be decent, I guess. Who y'all got?
Browns.
Browns. All right. After that, you got Washington versus Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yep, I'm going Buffalo as well.
Man, I want to root for Taylor Heineke and his redemption story, but that defense for Buffalo is insane. Go Buffalo.
He doesn't look that promising.
Heineke.
Yeah, I mean, like more in the first half, a lot of his balls seemed a little too high. Like a lot of his receivers had a jump for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that guy.
Yeah, he could be worse. He could be fucking Max Hall or something. So.
Oh,
Kevin Kolb, John Skelton.
Yeah, he looked good at that
Lindley.
playoff game too. So.
I wonder what he's doing these days.
Who?
Anyway, Max Hall.
Oh shit.
After that,
probation probably.
Oh yeah, I mean his mugshot's the first thing you see when you look him up. Anyway, Colts Titans. Who y'all got?
Titans.
Is Carson Wentz playing?
No, it's Jacob Eason, who was 0 for 4 in his debut.
Oh shit, Titans.
Titans. I mean, the Colts. I mean, if I was the Indianapolis Colts, I know it's probably too late to do it now. I'd get Cam Newton on the phone, simplify the playbook, and just go from there because their shit's fucked right now. I know.
Super.
Through 5 games, we all have the same. We've all picked the same thing, except for Jackie picked the Chargers.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna win pick'ems this week. Let my ball swing on the next pod.
After that, we got Saints Pats. Who y'all got?
I'm gonna go Pats.
I'm gonna go Saints. They're gonna have a little bounce back week, and I still don't believe in the Patriots yet.
I don't know, man. That loss against the Panthers was ugly. I've got to go Pats.
It was ugly. I think they bounced back.
I don't fucking know, man. After that, you got Falcons.
Bob says, "Fuck Pats." Thanks, Bob.
After that, you got Falcons Giants. Who y'all got?
Falcons.
God damn.
Really?
I think they gotta win one.
I'm going ATL as well.
Y'all haven't been watching, man. It's gonna be the Giants.
I ain't been watching the Falcons, but they got Calvin Ridley. I mean, they still got, even though getting rid of Julio Jones, they got some weapons there. They didn't look too bad.
Hanging with Tampa for a little bit.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I have a hot take.
Ooh, let's hear
What
it.
if Daniel Jones is just Josh Allen with the worst team?
I don't know.
He can run.
He's not that
can
good.
run.
He's Josh.
He can
Allen.
run,
He can run.
He's Josh Allen without any of the tangibles or personality.
It
Anyway,
looks like he sells insurance.
Who'd you pick? Well, Giants, obviously.
Giants. After that, we got Bengals Steelers. Who y'all got?
Steelers.
I'm gonna say Bengals.
I'm gonna agree with you, Jackie. I think it's the Bengals. I think that Ben Roethlisberger
Bobbles is the one smart person. Good pick, Bobbles.
Ben Roethlisberger is fucking overpaid and trash. Go Bengals.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's definitely seems to be declining right now. They're not that high-powered offense they were even beginning of last year. It felt like.
After that, you got Ravens Lions. Who y'all got?
Ravens.
It's gotta
be Yeah. You gotta go Ravens. So I was just finding the Bobbles. So we all pick Baltimore. Okay.
Man. Here I was saying last week that the Lions might be your dark horse NFC North, whatever. All right. Opening up the 4:00 slate, you got Jets Broncos, and what I'm sure is going to be an absolute thriller. Who y'all got?
Denver.
Yep, they look capable.
Gotta be Denver. Zach Wilson, I mean, talk about a guy who never should have been stepped foot on a football field. A guy who was good as a player in the fucking independent league.
Who looks like he's afraid of black people.
All right, after that you got Dolphins Raiders. Who y'all got?
Raiders.
That was very enthusiastic of you. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Yeah, that Dolphins team was shut out by that Bills team, and it's like I don't fucking know, man. Derek Carr looks like he's getting his shit together. I mean,
Leads the NFL in passing yards by like 140. Kyler's second with like 680. Dude over here, Derek Carr has like 815 or something crazy.
yeah, I mean he's clearly doing something right. I think the Raiders have got themselves a win against the Dolphins, especially.
He has a weird face.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he doesn't look like a football player.
He looks like he wears eyeliner. It's weird.
He looks like he'd be like the henchman in the '90s Batman movie.
Or he goes to those like gothic raves.
It's the freaking bat.
Wears Janko jeans,
Oh,
parachute
God.
pants.
So, Will, you're going Vegas?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Viva Las Raiders.
Bobble's going Vegas.
All right. After that, you've got your Fox NFL Game of the Week, I presume. Bucks Rams. I almost said Rams. Who y'all got?
Yeah, that is a good game. Go Tom Brady! Go!
You know, it wouldn't be September without a questionable loss on Tom Brady's resume. I've got to go Rams here.
Will just loves being in last place in our pick'ems.
Man, I was second place this week. Fuck you.
Oh, Bobble's Bucks.
After that, you got Seahawks Vikings. Who y'all got?
Vikings.
Bounce back for many.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
They're
the
playing
Seahawks are
pissed
that-
off right now.
Seahawks defense is super suspect. So, and I know Minnesota's isn't much better, but where's that game at? Minnesota? Yeah, we're gonna get a bounce back game.
and it's the Vikings' first home game.
Yeah,
And they're desperate for a win. They're real desperate
fuck the
against
Seahawks.
us, so
yeah, they were. They definitely look like the more desperate team for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go Vikings there. Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins is gonna have a bounce back week. Closing out Sunday, you got Sunday Night Football. Packers Niners. Who y'all got?
Let's go Green Bay!
Packers.
Bobby, who you got?
Aaron Rodgers reminds me a lot of myself in the sense where
Bobby.
sometimes I show up to work and not give a fuck. And sometimes I show up to work and I just outwork all these motherfuckers.
Bobby says the Packers. I'll tell you what, Aaron Rodgers has a bad record in games in California, so I'm gonna go Niners.
You're a big Niner homer, huh?
I mean, it's just an interesting stat I saw. I figured, fuck it, I'll go with it. I mean, after that, Monday Night Football. Talk about a fucking train wreck here, man. Cowboys Eagles. Who y'all got?
Okay.
I don't even want to pick this game because fuck both of these teams. But I'm going to say Cowboys. I'm not sold on the Eagles. I can't tell if your coach is an idiot or not.
I'm gonna go Philly. I think it's gonna be a close game. I do like some of their offensive pieces they have there. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll be the only one who goes Eagles because y'all love your Cowboys.
There's no way I can feel this and feel, or I can pick this and feel clean. Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys, I guess.
Sheesh.
But all of that leads us to Sunday afternoon at the 1 o'clock hour. Your Arizona Cardinals versus the riverboat living, the redneck, the Duval Jacksonville Jaguars. Who you got?
I think you're a ring announcer in your past life. Pretty impressive.
You have
I'm
the
gonna go
voice for
Cardinals.
radio.
And the face.
And the
I've
face.
met him. I'm kidding. He's all quiet. He's out of here. He said, "Fuck this shit. Fuck Mac."
He fucking hung up on us.
I'm here.
Crying. 41-16 Cardinals.
I've got 31-3. Cardinals.
Damn. I like it.
Let's
I like
see.
it. Wallace picks 31-10.
I'm trying to think of something outlandish. 31-9 Cardinals.
Yeah. So all three of you guys have 31 for the Cardinals. I got 41. Weird.
I mean,
None of you picked. Yeah.
I think there is, of course, potential for this to be a trap game. I think that, going on to the East Coast after playing in the West Coast is always kind of a recipe for disaster. But I mean, this Jaguars team is just pretty dire. I mean, we don't even know if Urban Meyer's going to stick it out. I mean, he has been swearing up and down that he will. But I mean, of course, every coach who leaves to wherever else says that, and then of course they don't. So I mean,
Yeah. And they're the type of team to where if you put your foot on their throat, they're gonna give up. They're gonna submit to you. The Broncos, I believe it was 10-7 at halftime, and then the Broncos pulled away in the second half. So I think the Cardinals, they're gonna fight. They're gonna come out and they're gonna fight hard. They have talent. They have players on both sides of the ball who are very talented. But they're just not a very good team, and they're really young. I feel like so. I think the Cardinals hopefully will jump on them early, and we'll be able to see Zaven Collins be able to get up to about 50% of the snaps. I mean, I think that garbage time is going to help him a lot moving forward to try to get him adjusted to show on his game tape to Vance that he can play, not just 25% of the snaps or 35% of the snaps, but that he's somebody that you can count on for 70% of the snaps if need be. So I do think that we'll be able to run away with this one, and we'll be able to see some guys getting a good uptick in their snap counts.
yeah, I mean this game has the potential to be a beatdown, but I mean with the Cardinals, you can never really be certain. I
I feel pretty certain.
I have the highest expectations. This is a very bad Jaguars team, but I also know that this is the Arizona Cardinals. That being said, I do expect a blowout. I do think that this Cardinals team is going to come to Jacksonville. It's not going to be close. Those fans are going to be hammered by the end of the second quarter.
And then
If not
gone
early.
by the third.
And then gone. Yep.
I would expect that stadium to look like the Chargers Stadium did a couple of years ago when they couldn't even get fans in the stadium by the end of the
Could
second
even
quarter.
pay fans to be there.
Oh my lord. Oh, man.
Hopefully next week we're talking about 3-0.
Exactly. I mean that's all we can really hope for, man. I mean, going in 3-0 and facing, being ready to face off against
Rams.
the Rams. Thank you.
Ah, fuck.
The Rams.
Hey, go 3-0 though.
I mean, if the Cardinals can come in the Sunday after next with momentum, I would say that I am ultimately.
It'll be a dogfight.
Yeah, I would say that I am more confident in the Cardinals to win against the Rams if they come in 3-0. But the team can only talk about this week ahead, and they can only play the game. I don't want them to read their own press clippings. I don't want them to, I don't want them to look on the calendar ahead next week. They still got a game to play.
Yes, sir.
That being said, do y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about before we close out?
I'm good.
I think, I like jumping on here and talking football with you guys for about an hour and a half or whatever it is. So, if you're still listening right now, we appreciate it. Thank you. We're
Yes,
still getting
thank
better.
you.
We're gonna be demolishing this game here. So keep tuning in and go Cardinals.
Be sure to
Yep,
like,
hit
subscribe.
the like button.
Be sure to like,
ring the
subscribe.
notification bell.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bells for all new uploads. Lord.
And leave us a little eggplant emoji in the comments so we know that you've listened this long.
Yeah, leave an eggplant. Tell us your favorite obscure Cardinals quarterback. Mine is Richard Bartell.
Yeah. Yikes. Mine might be I think maybe Brian Hoyer. I felt like he was okay.
Jake Plummer.
He's not obscure.
I know.
But anyway, this has been the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter @LiveOnThatSwing.
My name is Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFiend. That's FIEN.
And I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is 2 O's.
And this has been the Redbird Redzone podcast. All right, out of here.
Peace.